Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. Upper in corner we have Gosufer starting as the yellow Protoss. Bottom left in corner we have Fischei starting as the black Protoss. This is going to be on Deja Vu. And rough goings for Gosufer thus far. Let's see if we can regain his composure and go for reverse all kill. This is best of 5, so first 3 wins advances to the finals. Fischei 1 game away from a finals berth. Really getting that was rough. The previous, so game 1, brutal in just being slightly out of position and having Fischei really jump on it and clear the match that way. Game 2, build order loss. And honestly, I appreciate the risk taken from Gosufer with the 4-gate. I think he was anticipating maybe 3-gate obs. Wanted to go for an overwhelm or maybe 2-gate rope or something along those lines. Wanted to go for the overwhelm. And unfortunately, Fischei just... Honestly, I just didn't expect... It's one of, I guess, the best time to do is when it's unexpected, right? But man, yeah, Fischei going for what honestly is a very risky build on that map in particular, in my opinion. But catching Gosufer as a result of it. An instant build order victory. Gateway opener for both players around the same time. And it looks like we are seeing Gosufer attacking on gas. Neither player has opted for 2-gate thus far. Looks like Fischei going to go ahead and go for a 2-gate, so going to go for the 10-12 gate opener himself. Something at least working out for Gosufer theoretically. Oftentimes 2-gate at cross position is a difficult execution scenario. And we'll see if Gosufer, I think he is going to be able to make his way across after the first zealot's making his way across the map to confirm the 2-gate. If he does a standard counterclockwise scouting pattern. Is that clockwise scouting pattern. And I believe he's been diligent. Yeah, it's building that initial defensive zealot. Also has a 4 defensive pylon. I'm wondering if he's going to turn this into, or is, was thinking about 1-gate into robotics based on this pylon positioning initially. But first zealot there in position. Yeah, probe is going to go for clockwise, so should be able to spot it. Dragoon is queued up. Well, okay, yeah, Dragoon is queued up. Speaking a little bit too soon. And here the probe able to confirm that it looks like the first zealot is actually holding, is going to wait for the 3rd and deny information, but Gosufer is going to be able to see the 3 zealots coming out. And we do have an assimilator behind this. Let's see if the probe tries to cycle back around. Yeah, he's going to cycle back around. And we'll be able to confirm that with the assimilator, that usually is a strong indicator that it's only going to be the initial 3 zealots. And so with the just initial 3 zealots and the additional scouting information, the probe could provide a little bit of an annoying X factor in the midst of this, but Gosufer should be able to deal with this summarily. So yeah, getting some initial damage. The zealot's very close to that Dragoon actually, but Fischei not opting to go for some hits. The initial Dragoon getting very, well, 2 of them getting very softened up. Zealot rejoining, now trying to attack to the high ground. Interesting play there from Fischei, drawing back for a 2 versus 1 scenario. Is going to get at least a probe out of it. Some nice micro right there. 1 zealot, although heavily damaged, never mind, gets sneezed on in the midst of this. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get any probe kills. And that is going to put, and so Gosufer, well, never mind, gets a probe kill. But well defended. Fischei does still end up a worker ahead at the end. Citadel of Adun, Gosufer going for the reverse. Now, is it going to be 2-gate obs or 2-gate? I think just 2-gate expanded into obs will still be okay. Potentially. But we'll see what... We do have a pylon that's gotten dropped. Gosufer noting the lack... Able to sneak in with that worker, noticing the lack of detection. Forge dropped from Gosufer, by the way, behind this. Just wants to be absolutely safe with this. So now is it Fischei's opportunity to drop to the almighty DT. Looks like he is currently building initial Dragoon forces and potentially saving for a faster Nexus, and this is providing more time for that Dark Templar Archives to morph. Yeah, I think we're moving beyond the time where a robotics would be there's the robotics dropped. This is cross map, so it will take some time for Dark Templar to make their way across. And Gosufer might get Fischei might get forewarning with these Dragoons. But all things considered, the Templar Archives is going to finish now. The robotics is only halfway finished. So I believe DT should be able to make their way across, and if not win the game, at least force Fischei to plug his gap at the natural expansion with a flood of Dragoons. Making his way forward, he does have superior Dragoon forces right this second, although not well positioned. He's trying to shuffle the Dragoon back around and re-engage. Gosufer using map control to go ahead and grab that Nexus in the midst of this. Nice little shuffle around there. Loses a Dragoon. Nice micro on Gosufer's part. Equalizing things. Now, does Fischei see the shimmer? And unfortunately, with Fischei out on the front like this, this also makes it more difficult to have the padding to block that natural. Observatory about halfway finished. It's about 13 seconds for a probe, or sorry, for an observer to get built, something along that. They build very, very rapidly. But, so it's not a debt, so Fischei not going to die, but certainly will be economically behind. So observer on the way. Gonna see some additional troop losses here. Fischei actually has a pretty healthy worker count in the midst of this. Observer's still gonna have some in it, so it's gonna be some dead units. Are the DTs gonna get in? And I like Gosufer also dedicating some additional troops to pin the rest there. Dark Templar are making it their way across, but an observer now there. Still a formidable attack force. And another DT able to scramble across. We have more DTs. More DTs are making their way forward to tax Fischei. Able to, well, get rid of the vision here. Might be able to get... Okay, let's bring the UI back up. So Dragoon is going to walk back out. Dark Templar making their way back across. So Fischei has to play defensively. He's behind now, so natural expansion is up. Not out of this. Has a decent worker count. Has got a pile of resources to spend. So did pay off here for Gosufer in the early stages. But not a game-winning maneuver at the very least. But has map control. Can convert this into a lot of a big surge here into the mid-game. 2 additional gateway plopping down. No +1 weapons queued up as of yet. And I don't see Sidestorm being upgraded as well. In the meantime, Fischei dropping 2 additional gateways. His observers away. At least he'll have informational advantage in getting a Forge, a Citadel of Adun, and a Templar Archives of his own. Which, given that if Gosufer opts to negate the robotics, which at the moment he might... Never mind, there's the robotics at the forward field. I'm wondering if Gosufer actually opted to kind of shifted the build orders right there when he's able to sneak in the probe and see a lack of detection, or at least delayed detection. Fischei opening up the Zerg to get faster reinforcements off the gateway count to his natural expansion. Observer, I keep calling them probes. Maybe because they're just small units that can be easily blown up. The robotic, similar if you think about it. What if there's a factory and it's like every 20th unit becomes an observer sort of thing. Anyway, able to see the 6 gateways being fielded here for Gosufer. I don't know, so Fischei getting good eyes on this, and he does have the natural expansion. Somehow is ahead on workers. Really solid macro. Observer just gonna go ahead and plant there. We'll see how long for life it is. Might actually blend in, because you can see kind of on the mini-map how it blends in for me. Might be the same way on the opposite side for Fischei. We'll have to see momentarily whether it gets slaughtered. Okay, yeah, never mind. Is gonna get wiped out. Also, we do have Dark Templar mid-map, so that's not inconsequential here for Fischei. Fischei wandering out. Dark Templar also fielded here at the 6 o'clock. Yeah, Probe just getting slotted right there. So Gosufer in a pretty good situation where he might be able to go ahead and grab that third a little bit earlier as well. Zealot leg speed on the way. It's got 4 High Templar fielded compared to just the initial High Templar that I believe are out here for Fischei. It's still winnable here for Fischei, but I still feel like Gosufer in a pretty solid situation. Fischei, however, sneaky snake that he is, moving some Dark Templar of his own in a shuttle at the late stages and making his way out. This was unexpected. We have the 2 cannons at the natural. The pylon might be able to spot this, but is there enough detection is the next question. 1 DT dropped off. Fischei holding currently. Zealot blockading out the 3 o'clock, by the way. Dragoons drawing back. Does he recognize what's in here? It's the next question. DT. So DTs are away. There is a cannon here, and I think, well, let's see. Dark Templar getting a good surround on the cannon, and it's gone. But 2 of the Dark Templar rapidly wiped out the Observer there instantaneously. Able to get a few additional kills. Fischei still somehow, yeah, managing to maintain that worker lead. We are up to 8 gateways now for Gosufer. The High Templar flush with energy to drop Psystorm. Fischei making his way out onto the map as well. Still kind of anyone's game right this second. I'm still going to give Gosufer the lead, even though he is down 10 supply. Where's the Observer? Come on, Observer. Observer making its way back. High Templar at risk. Oof. 1 High Templar down. Oh no. 2 High Templar down. Betrayal. 3. Oh, okay. Now, so if it wasn't clear before, I would say it is abundantly clear now that Fischei behind. Psystorm turns the tides of battles. That Dark Templar getting an immense amount of damage done. This Dark Templar waiting to go ahead and blockade a potential 3rd base take. And with all of those High Templar off the field, single Zealot, ooh, gonna be able to clear Pylon, but with the High Templar off the field, this is gonna open up Gosufer to go ahead and grab an additional base of his own. Single Zealot speed walking across the map to go ahead and try to get confirmation. He is going to be able to discover that that 3rd base will be at the 1 o'clock location. Working on a pylon is at least creating some distraction. Cannon, so Probe wiped out, but Dark Templar did not note that there was a cannon dropped in the space of this. So 6 o'clock base might get opened up a little bit sooner rather than later. We'll see. Well, as I say that, yeah, dies to the cannon, but able to kill a 2nd probe and delay Fischei once again. So where the Tides of Fortune were definitely in Fischei's favor game 1 and 2, things working out pretty well for Gosufer here. Although Gosufer, with a large army gathered up, he's got a lot of Psystorm. That's really going to be the big factor here. A lot of Psystorm. Let's see how, blanketing amounts of lightning all over the field, and Fischei's army getting absolutely obliterated in the initial stages. A lot of Dragoons remaining, continuing to press into this. Fischei trying to fall back into the natural. Do we still have some more Psystorm? We still have at least another handful of Psystorm as well to drop at the natural expansion. That's going to create a breach between the natural and the 3rd, if not game over here, as Gosufer able to pile drive. Archon going to lead Psystorm over the Dragoons. Yeah, I think that's going to be a dead natural, and Gosufer has that 3rd up and running. Fischei's supply steadily plummeting. And now trying to send out some emergency zealots. Going to GG right there. Well played here from Gosufer. Good recovery. DT play favoring him this time. And we are going to go into game 4. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.